All right. Hey,
Hey, everybody.
we're on Zoom again.
Woo!
Um, so we are coming to you in lockdown again. So we're trying to stay home as much as possible, unless we have to do our essential business, as they call it. But we are bringing you our media today. It's called "Avoiding Slow Sales During Tough Times," as we all need a little bit of help right now, right? You can have excuses or results, not both. And we're on episode 29.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great for what's happening right now.
Absolutely. I think hopefully we can bring some mad value, some awesome things to help you guys out, and hopefully you can share it with others. When times get tough, people tend to freeze up. You're paralyzed by fear or uncertainty. They don't have plans in place for such an event, or they haven't planned that far ahead. Fear takes over. And essentially, if you look back and study any of the brain or how that function works, I mean, having fear alone is a good thing because it's supposed to paralyze you so you can think and figure out an action plan, right?
Yeah.
I like to think of fear as an acronym. We use this a lot when we're doing our, accountability with our team, but it's called false evidence appearing real. That's what
Mm.
the acronym for fear is. And don't get me wrong, fear can be very real and something, you can and should be fearful of a lot of things out there, right? But don't let that stop you from moving forward.
Absolutely. As business professionals, team leaders, salespeople, let's figure out how we can help our clients and customers during these tough times. So let's pivot and shift, as we use a lot in this business when things like this happen. What can we do right now to make the most of our time?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. It's something that everybody out there should be thinking about. What can we do right now? I know everybody out there has heard the famous expression, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, right? Meaning that when the situation becomes difficult or unfavorable, that the strong will just work harder and meet the challenge.
Yep, absolutely. This is how you're going to stand out from the rest, right? So as we as leaders and knowledge brokers in our industry, we are called upon to adapt quickly to situations like this. This can be very disruptive and a difficult one. And if we don't act now, we will feel this 3 to 6 months from now.
Yeah, I was just coaching with Matthew, our buyer agent, and he was discussing like, I'm not getting immediate results like I was, a month ago. And, as that can be troubling, I told him, hey, just keep faith in what you're doing because you will see this 3 to 6 months from now. Jeff and I have been through situations like these, and we've made it through, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Um, so again, like we are asked to make decisions a lot of times, we as business leaders, right? Um, on limited or incomplete information. Like we have no idea how long this is going to last, what the true impact was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We can, however, look at market trends or past events. We can find similarities and we can put proven methods and models to work. So we can look back on what's happened already and go, hey, we could utilize this model and adapt it to what we're doing, right?
Absolutely. We're forced to combat the negative stories and the emotions that surround tough times, whether it be public health crisis, a recession, or just the holiday season. Uh, while these emotions and these stories can be true and very real, we just need to keep our mindset intact.
Yeah, I mean, mindset is everything. What you feed the mind, right, is what you focus on.
Yep.
And if we focus on the plan and not the problem, you'll be just fine. We actually did a podcast and a video. It's number 28, so the one just prior to this one, where you could find more information and tips on how to do just that. It was actually a really impactful podcast video that we did, and I suggest you watch that one if you haven't already. But dig your heels in and roll up your sleeves and get to work.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that the last podcast we did and the one that we're doing right now is going to work real well together,
Mhm.
trying to combat these different times. So what business do you run? Look for a creative way to continue to move forward. Outwork everybody that you know. Make a 30-day business plan and review that business plan every week to ensure that your plan is working. Just because we made a business plan earlier in the year does not mean we have to stick to it. I mean, Joe and I, we had a business plan and a goal. We did that back in December for the year of 2020. Obviously, we had no idea this was going to happen. So Joe and I had to get together and put our minds together and figure out a plan that's going to get us through what's happening.
Right. Yep. No. And we made a 30-day, and now we're continuing to see if we should be making a 60-day. And we look at them in our Monday morning accountability, and we go, are we still on the right track? What else can we implement? What's our value? What else can we do? We've been calling the people who we've done business with. We are calling the people that we are currently doing business with. We're finding out if they need anything, right? What value can you provide? Because we're trying to find out what type of value we can provide. If it's not going to be specifically real estate related, what else can I provide, right? Just making those what we call care calls. Our market center has been pushing that we make care calls, and it's been very impactful to our sphere of influence, our family, our past clients. They're enjoying the extra phone call or text message or direct message that we've been giving them. You may come to find out that the only value that you can provide is just to be different or stand out, or just the phone call itself could be all they really needed from you during this tough time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Making those calls is very important, as Joe and I have been doing. And not only are you showing that you care about the people that you work with and past clients and your friends and family, you're staying top of mind. People in different services are going to need those services. For example, Joe and I, we're in the real estate business. People still need to sell. People still need to buy. And to get that business staying top of mind and just reaching out and caring about their livelihood, they're going to think about us when they know somebody that absolutely needs our business. So that's going to really help you push through these times.
I mean, we've even been sending out like bingo boards and PDF file for their kids to do extra things while they're stuck at home with them off of school, or, homeschooling, those kind of things. So
exactly. Out of the box thinking. Absolutely. That's what you need to be doing. So choose to focus your time and energy on doubling down on the activities that bring you revenue, right? Focus on your friends, your family, sphere of influence, past clients. I mean, Joe and I, sure, we do a lot of expires and for somebody owner calls. We've really transitioned into making more of the care calls instead, just because we need to do that pivot and shift.
Right. And adapt what we're telling you here to whatever your business may be and why you're listening to this. So what 20% of the activities that you're doing prior are getting you the 80%, and then what else could you be adding to that right now could potentially impact those people that are at home or working less hours or those kind of things, or at home with their kids, right?
Absolutely.
You could invest some of your time reading. Grab some books. I know Amazon's still delivering, or pick up a few that you might have gotten tossed your way, or that you put in a closet or in your desk drawer that you haven't been able to have time to get to, and do some reading. Do some online training. There's a ton of online trainings that have really, drastically decreased. I've seen a few for like $2,000 that are now like $49 or even free, just to brush up on, doing anything. I know my wife is doing like a personal training thing. She's really into like exercising and eating healthy. So she's doing that online for free, or it was on Groupon for pretty cheap. Anyways, it's not something you could usually do if we weren't in where we're at now, right?
Yep.
And supporting local. So, I mean, you're also giving that money to a local place that could, otherwise be out of business, and they're actually really doing some business. So
absolutely.
Watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts like ours, anybody's really for that matter. Just learn something. I mean, there's tons of videos on how to do things around the house. I know a lot of people are doing that to stay busy, or, training your brain, learning different tips and tricks. So learning from us is always important if we can bring you some value. calling mentors or colleagues or, anything like that. So, we've been reaching out and doing those calls via Zoom with our market center twice a day. And even there's one above and beyond that in the morning, even before we get on the calls with just our market center, where you can learn from other people in the business, which is great because we can learn tips and tricks and stuff to find out what they're doing in the market. And then you can find out what the strategies have used to improve or help them, and use that time to maybe come out ahead and smarter and be on your way to winning in the next
This
couple
is
months.
like the perfect time to sharpen the tools that
Mhm.
you use in your business.
Sharpen that
And
axe.
when Joe was talking about calling colleagues and mentors, they've probably been doing this business or whatever business you're in much longer than you have, and they've seen tough times and they've gotten through tough times. So now is a good idea to figure out what their strategies were to get them through that. So it's like Joe said, it's the proven methods. It's out there. You just got to find them. Whatever you do, develop a mindset to improve your mind, your body, and the spirit. So you and your team can emerge stronger when the crisis abates. Creating the right environment is crucial to you and all those that depend on you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. If you want to survive and do great things, I mean, you have to be willing to put the time in and actually work for it, right? I think it was the great Napoleon Hill once said, every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or a greater benefit.
Yeah, that is awesome. Even Franklin D. Roosevelt said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah, that's a pretty well-known and impactful one, right?
Yep.
We believe that fear is just a construct of our mind. It's a tiny box that we built ourselves and then jumped inside of it. I know you, if you know me very well or have, coached with me or worked with me, you'll hear me say that a lot. And it's like, so when have you built that box up around your thoughts and feelings? Like, when did you design that? Were you pretty young or were you older? And then that usually puts people to think, like, what do you mean? It's like, well, not everybody is afraid of those things. So you've adapted and taken in that you're afraid of something, and you've built a box or a wall and placed it there because that's what you wanted to believe.
Yeah.
So try not to do that and try to break those down.
Absolutely. You need to step out of your comfort zone in order to become stronger and to grow. During times of change, we need to change as well.
Right. You can't just do the same old status quo and be normal and expect to, adapt for the change, right? Like you said in the beginning, you need to pivot and shift, right?
Yeah. And the successful people that are out there, those people are doing the actions that other people just don't want to do.
Right. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. I'm sure you've seen the memes or the, those kind of things and the powerful sayings online, but it really does end at the end of your comfort zone, or begin, sorry. Some of the most beautiful things have grown in darkness. Make sure you follow us on social media. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell button if you're on YouTube, so you get reminders. If you're part of our podcast, you can subscribe on there as well for new alerts. Are you doing the button? It's over
I'm
here.
trying to, yeah.
Oh,
I think it's there. We'll see. Watch. I'm going to be totally wrong.
It's going to be on the other side.
Yeah.
Make sure that you share our content with somebody that you think could use it. And we hope, as always, that we impacted your day in a positive way and that you found value in everything that we brought. All right.
Until next time.
Till next time.